Welcome to Hobby Life, everyone, episode 11. It's your host, Brody The Kid here. This show is sponsored by Southern Hobby and Beckett Media. Thank you for always being great sponsors. But we have an action-packed show today. We're going to be talking to Tracy Hackler from Panini America. We're going to be having a Panini Party. Woo woo. We're also going to be talking to Sean Jenson, who just released his brand new middle school rules book. It's a really good book. Also going to have product review, giveaways. Awesome show. Let's get to it. All right, everyone. Welcome now to the show from Panini America. Tracy Hackler, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. The real question is, how are you doing?
Not too bad, but I just now would like to welcome you to the Panini Party.
Boom! Oh, we got confetti. We got some dancing.
T-shirts on. So
We got that nice shirt. Well, thanks for having me at the Panini Party. I feel welcome, and I feel like we could get into some trouble together, too.
yeah, so last time I saw you, it was at the Panini NBA All-Star Party. Thank you guys again so much for letting me go there. It was like one of the best days of my life. I just got to meet John Morant and play Rui Hachimura and Papa Shot. I mean, not even just play. I smoked him 3 times in a row. That was crazy day.
That's a great event. It was awesome to see you there and your mom and just to kind of hang out with you guys. Obviously, we're big fans of what y'all do, and to be able to have you there to kind of experience that side of that part of what we do was really cool for us as well.
All right, so to the viewers that do not know what you do at Panini, can you please explain?
Yeah, so that's a great question. My wife asked me that a lot. What do you do? And I'm like, but so I am the hobby marketing director for Panini America. So what that really means is a lot of social media, a lot of direct-to-consumer communication through Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, our blog, and then events like the NBA VIP party that you were at. I worked a lot of those in concert with Scott Pruscia, who I share an office with. And then other events like the National, the rookie photo shoots, things like the Industry Summit, but primarily social media and just product information and product communication directly with consumers.
So to kind of tie into that, how did you start working for Panini, and what are some of your favorite memories?
Oh, that's a great question. So I've been in the industry as a professional since 95. I don't know, Brody, if you've learned anything about the 90s in your history classes yet, but it's a long time ago. And so I grew up like you. I grew up collecting, was a huge collector in the mid to late 70s with my brother, and I have always loved the industry, had a real affinity for it. And I went to school here in North Texas for journalism. I wanted to be a sports writer. And so went to school for that and got a job with a newspaper here, which I don't know if any of your viewers know what newspapers are, but they used to be around and you could read them and everything. And now everything's gone online. But so I went to work for a newspaper and then got an opportunity to intern at Beckett Media back in the day, the price guide, and interned there in the summer of 95. Went back full-time about 4 months later and worked at Beckett for 5 years. Then got a chance to go to Donruss Trading Cards at the time to do advertising and marketing. Did that for 4, then went back to Beckett where I spent 6 more years. And then an opportunity came up with Panini America about 10 years ago, and Mark Warsop called me and said, we think we have an opportunity that might be right for you. And it's one of the best decisions I've ever made because it's been nothing but it's been beyond my wildest dreams in terms of the job I get to do on a daily basis and some of the things that we've accomplished in those 10 years. So that's kind of that's the long-winded way for or explanation for how I got there.
Well, you have a pretty amazing timeline.
Yeah. It's been I don't feel that old, Brody, but that but I realized some of the things. Oh yeah, the other part of your question was my favorite memory. Man, there are so many just phenomenal memories. I always say I'm blessed way beyond what I deserve. I try to be a good dude, but the opportunities I've been granted through this hobby are, I mean, I can't put them into words. There's been so many great dreams that have come true. I mean, it sounds corny, but one of the dreams I always had as a kid was I wanted to go cover a Super Bowl for a newspaper or magazine, and I got to go do that with Beckett. And I got to meet John Elway, who was one of my sports idols. And the people I've gotten to meet through Panini America and Donruss, the rookie photo shoots, the catching passes from Peyton Manning or Eli Manning or Tim Tebow, things like that, that I got to pinch myself every day when I go into the office to realize I'm not dreaming.
So he brought up the newspaper. That just gave me a great idea.
Okay.
With the internet and newspaper these days, I would love to see everybody in the world try to survive 1 week with nothing but newspapers. There would be riots going on around the world because it's such an old-fashioned method of getting information. But for a lot of people that are my age or older, and maybe a little younger too, I mean, man, I was a daily newspaper reader, and I was lucky to be in Dallas where we had a great sports page in Dallas. And so it was a must-do thing. I had a subscription and everything. And now it's all online, which I get. I love it. I embrace online. A lot of what I do for most of my time is online. So I certainly appreciate it. Me and all my friends would probably last about 12 hours.
But you know what's funny, though, is so I've got a 19-year-old son, a 16-year-old son. And my oldest son, and my younger one too, they probably spend more time consuming information than I ever did with a newspaper, but they're doing it on their phone. They're doing it through various means that we never had. YouTube. I mean, if we wanted to learn back in the day how to be a better golfer, we had to go buy VHS tapes and plug them in and make sure our VCR worked. And my oldest son was getting great professional tips on YouTube today on golf lessons. And I'm like, so it's a little bit different. There's so many more advantages though. And so the consuming of information is probably even greater than it ever has been. It's just in a different format.
Mm-hmm. You brought up golf, and that kind of wants me to ask you something about kind of not a major sport, but ask you about NASCAR. Because I was watching some of the races, and there was a Panini car flying around the track.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. That's Gray Galding, who we had a real strong partnership with him for the 2019 season. He raced a lot on the Xfinity Series, and he had a few starts on the NASCAR Series last year too, the Cup Series. And when he was making plans for 2020, he obviously we're tight with him and his team and his dad, and we had the opportunity. He was going to be racing more. He switched teams this year, and he was going to be racing more on the Cup Series. And so when they came back after the layoff, his first 3 races, he was in a Panini car. The paint scheme is incredible. And he, Gray is young. He's an up-and-coming driver, but he made some moves, especially last week at Bristol, where he avoided a wreck, and just how he did it is amazing to me. And he was running really well in that race, but he had some bad tires there at the end. NASCAR, obviously, we're the exclusive manufacturer for NASCAR. And the thing I love about NASCAR as a collectible category is that the fan base is so passionate, unbelievably passionate, as passionate as any other sports following that you can imagine. And so we hear a lot from those folks, and they're really, they really are protective of their hobby, and they're really good about sharing detailed like want lists and critiques about our products that our racing team loves to hear and uses those critiques to make better products.
Yeah, and I think it's definitely about with NASCAR, especially like with the race used, those are like really cool. Like with the sheet metal and tires, like I have some, like they're really cool.
You know what's cool about those, the memorabilia cards in NASCAR are way different than any other sport. Like the race used tires, you can smell it. Like when you pull it from a pack, you smell like burnt rubber smell. And the fire suits, man, the Prime patches on those fire suits, one of our products is called Prime, and they do a great job of getting like full sponsor logos on the cards. And so that's a really great upside. I'm glad you mentioned that. The memorabilia cards are quite unlike your normal jerseys or footballs, baseballs, basketballs. It's completely different, and I think that's good.
Well, now the pack searchers will smell the tires.
That's a good point. But, hey, if they haven't thought about it, we know the pack searchers, they think about everything. So they've probably already sniffed that out, so to speak.
Pack searchers.
Curses.
Yeah, and I enjoyed watching NASCAR a lot, especially since it's like the only thing on right now. Chase Elliott kind of got like rigged like 2 straight races.
Yeah, he did.
Like,
But he won one in between though.
Mm-hmm.
He got the win in the one. But yeah, and Keselowski, I think he won both of those that Chase.
Yeah.
And that's the excitement around NASCAR, especially in those final laps, man, where it's like a guy who's been leading for 70, 80, 90, 100 laps with one fail swoop with a pit stop or choosing not to pit, and then they run out of gas or blow a tire. It's fascinating, and it's a sport, honestly, that I never really followed much until Panini got into making the cards, and obviously you kind of learn and have to dive in head first. And I'm glad that we did, because it's been really fun to watch and get to know it a little better.
Yeah, and you mentioned about the collisions that keep happening, like when they're in cautions and it's like the final 2 laps and they're all like neck and neck and they start coming out.
Yeah.
It gets pretty crazy. And then there's another caution. They're so close to each other. It's madness.
Yeah, it's intense, man.
So I know that Panini does the Super Bowl Kid Reporter every year. Awesome thing. I always try to enter to get in that.
Awesome.
So what does Panini do products-wise and promotions-wise that you would recommend for kids?
So the Super Bowl Kid Reporter, obviously, is you mentioned, is a great success for us as a promotion. It's meant specifically and only for kids 13 and under. And we've had some great success with our winners who, just by buying a pack of Panini football cards, can enter the contest. It's free. And I mean, you talk about a dream trip. It's usually the kid reporter and one parent, but inevitably both parents end up coming, siblings end up coming. And it's just a fantastic week that starts on Monday with media night and goes all the way to the game on Sunday. But in addition to that, one of the things, and you've probably seen it, but one of the things I love that we do is at the National every year, we have 4 or 5 days of kids-free case breaks. And we work with Brian Gavin at Ultimate Box Breaks. And throughout all day for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the National, kids get entered into free case breaks because of Brian and our products. And I mean, I've seen Kobe autos pulled from those breaks and all the nicest, best cards. It's not like just low-end product. It's a nice assortment across our portfolio. So that's really cool. Just to see kids as young as 4, 5, 6 years old, all the way up to 13, to see the looks on their faces when they get to be a part of the break. It's not just Brian opening and you get your team. It's the kids coming up, opening some packs themselves and getting on camera, getting on the feed. And but the looks on the expressions on their faces when they pull a great auto or mem card is priceless. And I know that a lot of those memories are building lifelong collectors down the road. So those two things are really key. And then I think also you have to look at our product mix. And although there's a lot of acclaim and headlines written about our higher end stuff, we still have products like NBA hoops and score that are relatively affordable, that still provide value, but are more kid friendly than a lot of those higher end products. So, and then I'd be remiss if I didn't mention our sticker collections, NFL, NBA, FIFA World Cup. Those collections, especially since they've added a trading card element over the last two releases, are really awesome as like a starter collector product, because you get the color album and there's a finite number of stickers that you need to get. It's a really affordable, and man, those sticker collections really bring like we've seen families be bonded by doing that together and going and getting the packets at Walgreens or Target or Walmart and coming home, and they have pack nights or trade nights, swap nights, sticker nights, and they're building their albums. So that's been a lot of fun for us as a kid aimed effort. And then obviously we've been the official trading card of Pop Warner for quite a long time. So we really actively engage Pop Warner football organizations around the country and also the cheerleading organization. So I think between those things, we have enough kind of different things to appeal to younger collectors wherever they're at, hopefully.
Yeah, and definitely another one that I recommend, Donruss Football. Actually, one of my favorite products. There's some awesome pictures.
Is it?
Like a lot of series.
Yeah, that's a great point. I'm glad that you brought that up, because you're a kid yourself, right? So you've got an appreciation for the higher end stuff. Everybody wants National Treasures, or National Treasures can appeal to everybody, but also Donruss is a great product. Score this year looks phenomenal, and those aren't like budget breaker products. There's a lot of variety. And one of the trends I really have enjoyed watching over the last couple of years, really, and it's a trend from kind of the late 90s or mid to late 90s, is these inserts that aren't autographed. There's no memorabilia. They're just kind of tough case hit inserts that are really driving a lot of demand for these products that might ordinarily be considered entry level or low level. So that's been really exciting to watch.
Yeah. So you mentioned with you guys doing the free case break, I just wanted to ask you what, obviously the Panini booth at the National is going crazy. It's madness over there. Is there anything else you guys do that you recommend for viewers to make sure to check out?
Well, if you ever come to the National, and I don't know what's going on with this year's event, but every National is kind of like we love the Super Bowl, and we're at the Super Bowl every year with our kid reporter and everything, but the National is kind of our Super Bowl, and we pull out all the stops from the kids' free case breaks to the Rapid Redemption products or program that is built specifically and exclusively for the National, to bring products to our booth, open them, you get the packs. The content that Scott Prusha puts into that set is incredible. I share an office with him, so I see like his mad scientist ways behind the curtain to build those products. So that's a must do at the National. Our National VIP party has become legendary now. I don't know how many 8 or 9 that we've done. With the past special guests have included guys like, I don't know, Mike Tyson and Dr. J, Kyrie Irving, Ric Flair. There's usually just headline talent, Scottie Pippen, Reggie Jackson. We always have a lot of the athletes we work with throughout the year or throughout the years with our football and baseball and various sports products. We usually partner with a lot of those to show up at the National VIP party. So that's another must. If you can afford it, it's not for everybody. And I think we're still the only manufacturer that does live redemption trade-up, where our customer service team actually comes to the National with us, sets up shop, and does a live redemption trade-up program right there on site. So those are just some of the key headline things that we really embrace at the National. I love the National because it's our one of a few opportunities throughout the whole year where we get to spend one-on-one time with the people, the collectors who keep us in business year round. And so I never take that for granted. Our company doesn't. We really respect and embrace that opportunity to meet directly with our consumers.
You also have the silver packs, which I have a very good national memory. My mom decided to buy a silver pack because she wanted something open. So she's like, okay. Sure. And she opens it, and she didn't think she had anything, and she put them back on the bed or whatever, and she's like, for $7, nothing. And then I'm like, oh, what'd you get? I go over there, and there was a Lonnie Walker Select, and I look on the back, and it was a one-of-one.
Wow. Come on,
I'm like, you sure you didn't get anything?
Yeah, you took that for yourself. Yeah, Mom, you didn't get anything. That's awesome. That's a great point too. Is like a lot of the cards. It's not just the autographs and the mem that are driving value or driving buzz. There's also those real, especially at the National, where you get like colors of prisms that you don't get in the normal product run. So yeah, that's a great point. That's a great story too.
Yeah, I just wanted to let you know I'm the official National Kid host. So if you ever need me, let me know.
Yes, we'll have to do something. Whenever we figure out when the National is taking place, we're going to work together to put you to work at the National for Panini America.
If it's this year, if it's in 2021, who knows at this point?
Excuse me, it's time for Interrupting Game Show. Da, 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 da.
Oh,
here we go.
This is the part of the show where we play a pointless game where Brody doesn't know the game, nor does the person we're interviewing. Are you guys ready?
I guess.
Yes, ma'am, I'm ready.
Today's game will be Brody will give Tracy 2 options. He must pick his favorite option as quick as he can. If he stalls, he loses.
Oh.
So I guess you have to think very quickly.
Are you ready?
Yes.
I can't hear you. Are you ready?
I guess.
Yeah.
Let's do this. All right. Basketball or football?
Football.
Autos or relics?
Autos.
Scrambled or over easy?
Scrambled.
Concession stand hot dog or concession stand nachos?
Nachos.
Scooby-Doo or SpongeBob?
SpongeBob.
Freeze. You must now answer the next question in your best cartoon voice. Go.
Wait, do I have to ask it in a cartoon voice?
Of course you do.
Oh, okay. Sort cards or stack cards?
Sort cards.
Roller coasters or water slides?
Roller coasters.
Rated rookies or kabooms?
Kaboom.
Tom Brady playing football or voice crack? Tom Brady playing football or Tom Brady playing golf?
Football.
Rock concert or scary movie?
Rock concert.
Freeze. You must answer the last question with your eyes closed, and Brody, you must ask the next question with your eyes closed. Proceed.
And because I ask everybody, Anna or Elsa?
Anna.
Ding, 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 ding. And we have decided the winner is Tracy.
Yeah.
You may open your eyes now and go back to regularly scheduled programming.
Yes.
Okay. Where were we?
Well, where were we? I think we're talking about the National.
Yeah. We're talking about the National, and hopefully it'll be in December.
Yes. And if it's in 2021, then we'll – oh, and we were talking about putting Brody to work in the Panini booth somehow.
That would be a lot of fun.
We're going to make that happen, brother.
That would be awesome. So I know Panini does a lot of events with athletes every year. What are some of your favorites? I know you talked about this earlier, some too.
Yeah, I think my favorite all-time event, aside from the Super Bowl, because I grew up such a huge fan of the Super Bowl, but my favorite event year in, year out is one that unfortunately got canceled this year, which is the NFLPA Rookie Premiere, the rookie photo shoot for the NFLPA. I love the event. I've loved it since the first one I went to back in, oh my gosh, whenever Peter Warwick was a rookie. Look that one up, brother. But it's such a great event because it's an event that was established specifically for photography for football cards. And that's pretty cool when you think about you get 35 to 45 of the top skill position rookies typically. You fly them all into one location, and usually in California, and they put on their NFL uniforms for the first time for football card photography, and that's pretty cool. And what it's evolved into over the years is there's 2 or 3 days beforehand of the guys signing a lot of their autographs for the upcoming product season. It's where we acquire a lot of our memorabilia for products. It's where we capture a lot of the marketing content, whether it's video or audio or things like that. And then the NFLPA does a really good job of kind of introducing the players to a lot of business classes and trying to make them better businessmen and protectors and purveyors of their own brands. And then it all culminates on Saturday, where they're literally like kids at Christmas. They come out in their uniforms for the first time, and it's just fun, man. It's a fun part of these players' careers because it's before everything gets started. The hope and the optimism is off the charts, and the bonds that are formed between the guys themselves, the rookies, and the friendships that are already in place when they get there. It's just a lot of fun, man. I love the event. I love the feel and the vibe, and it's a real shame that we're not going to be able to do it this year, but we'll recoup and be stronger for it next year. Especially
because this year it might have been Joe Cool version 2.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's a great point. Joey Burrow he put on a performance for the ages with LSU last year, and I know the Bengals are happy to have him. I know he's happy to be going home, and he's going to be fun to watch. There's all the quarterbacks, him and Tua and Herbert and Jordan Love shocked a lot of people on draft night, or the Packers did anyway.
And even Hurts and Eason and Fromm.
Yeah, Fromm and so many guys. And that's the one thing about the NFL now more than ever. It seems like people, especially collectors, or speculators, prospectors, investors, or whatever, used to bemoan, oh, this next rookie class is not going to be as good. This next rookie class is not going to be as good. And now it seems like all the rookie classes have so much talent in them that it's just a matter of opportunity, really. I mean, when Dak Prescott was drafted, I don't think there was a lot of excitement among collectors that, oh, who's this guy? Because the experts knew him, but I don't even think the experts anticipated that he would have the kind of career he's had so far. Certainly they didn't anticipate the kind of rookie year he would have, because if they did, he would have been a first-round pick most likely. So I think you see stories like Dak's up and down the draft of guys who get the opportunity either through injury or they earn it in camp, and then they perform when the lights come on, and that helps all of our football products because guys that maybe some collectors weren't expecting to perform are performing as another viable option when you're looking at people who on rookie cards to collect.
It seems like ever since 2013, that 1 year where like Travis Kelce and there was a couple of good players, but I don't think any of the quarterbacks are still in the NFL.
Yeah, that's tough, man. And things like that, and I think it underscores just how difficult it is to pinpoint that guy, to find him, and to find the franchise quarterback. And I think it also speaks to what guys like Dak or Carson Wentz or I'm trying to think guys from Josh Allen, guys like that. It's so impressive what they're doing because it's such a hard job to land and to perform well.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. So this next question is going to be dedicated on you.
Okay.
What are some of your favorite products for each sport?
So football, we got to start with football. I love our playbook product. I think it's just so unique, so different. I love the booklet cards. I think we do a phenomenal job of how those are designed. I think they're little miniature works of art. I just love that product. Always have since we launched it. So that's probably football. I mean, obviously it's hard to go wrong with Contenders because it has such a proud history in the marketplace. And Contenders is not a product that's out of reach for a lot of collectors. It's still affordable, but those landmark rookie tickets are still driving a lot of business now. Basketball, probably. I'm a sucker for hoops. I know it's like entry level, but I love how colorful it is. I love that
and you get 2 autos in every box. Yeah,
and the designs are really like clean, and I like that it is like the first product of a lot of these guys' careers. Because that's, for better or worse, like those rookie cards are going to be their rookie cards for the next forever. So if you get a nice, cool hoops rookie card, and is that those photos for their hoops rookie cards are taken at the NBA rookie photo shoot, which is probably my second favorite event. So the fact that you see it from that day in the gym taking photos to it releasing and being in your hands is kind of cool. So hoops, and then obviously those high-end products. I mean, Noir, Impeccable, NT is going to be absolutely insane this year. I can't argue with those products either. The NASCAR Prime, no question about it. Love it. I love everything about Prime. So yeah, those are probably 3 or 4 of my top.
What about baseball?
Donruss. You got to go Donruss. I mean, we do a really good job in baseball. I like Prism a lot. I love the Color Blast. If you ask me my favorite like insert across all baseball products, I love the Color Blast. I love that we introduced that. I love the way that feels and looks. And there's just something about the Prism Color Blast combination that really jumps off the card. But so, yeah, I guess Donruss and Prism. Donruss because it kind of reintroduced the famous San Diego Chicken a few years back with memorabilia and autograph cards, and then Prism because of Color Blast and the overall Prism appeal.
All right, awesome. So before you go, is there anything else you want to tell the viewers?
Man, I want to thank the viewers for supporting Panini America products and for tolerating me for the last 30 minutes. I hope it wasn't too bad. Brody, I love what you guys are doing with your show and your passion. I think you got a really, really bright future, obviously, in this business, and we're lucky to have you. So keep doing what you're doing, dude. Keep the passion, keep the fun, and thank you.
Thank you very much. Where can you find Panini on social media?
You can find us at Panini America on Instagram, on Twitter.
Simple?
Yeah, it's pretty simple. On Facebook. Not on TikTok yet, but who knows? Maybe that's coming. But yeah, we try to be pretty active. We try to be pretty active where we are and where our collectors are, and so we're easy to find, brother.
All right, thank you so much, Tracy, for coming on the show. It means a lot. Stay safe.
Hey, it's my pleasure, dude. Anytime you need a guest, I'm a sucker. So if you ever if you get a cancellation last minute, and you need somebody, just call me, brother. I'll do it.
All right, brother.
All right, man.
Peace out.
Peace.
All right, everyone. It's time to now get into some product review. We're going to be doing a Optic Cellopack from 1920. Obviously, very shiny product, very cool looking product. Obviously, Zion Williamson, John Morant, really cool cards, awesome draft class. So let's get into it. We get 3 packs in here plus 3 blue velocity parallels. So let's check this out. Maybe we'll get a nice Zion. I do not have any Zion Optic yet. I have 2 Prism, but no Optic. Alright, let's just go ahead and do the blue velocity first. As I kind of see, you could kind of see through it, so when I opened the pack, I kind of saw that the rated rookie is a wizard, which could be Rui or Admiral Schofield, but that's not going to be like Zion. So we have Willie Cauley-Stein, see me in the background a little, Robert Covington, these do look pretty nice, and hey, it's a Rui, so that's pretty cool. Rated rookie of Rui, not too bad. At the Panini VIP All-Star Game Party, I destroyed 3 times in a row and pop a shot. So that was pretty awesome. Daniel Gafford, rated rookie for doubles. It's not too bad. Yeah, Kevin Durant. A Fantasy Stars of Kyrie Irving. Pretty cool card. I think that's just a base. I don't think it's a parallel or anything. And then we had Eric Gordon. Alright, 2 more packs. Let's see what we find. The Zion rated rookie would truly be something. Oh, there we go. It's not a bad little start. Ja Morant rated rookie. I do not have one of those either, so that's a first. That's pretty cool. I will take that. We have a DeJounte Murray. We do have a holo after this. Nikola Vucevic is a veteran, but it could be LeBron. It's Derrick Rose, the former Chicago Bull, arguably the best Chicago Bulls point guard of all time, which is kind of funny though too, since he was hurt so much that he might have been the best point guard in Bulls history. All right, last pack. I don't really want to see the rated rookie first, though. Like, you know what I mean? It's like a kind of, I don't know. Here, we'll place it down, and we're going to go through each one. So, Donovan Mitchell. Do we have an Express Lane insert of Drew Holiday? Okay, and I'm going to put that one back so we don't see so I don't see the rated rookie. Hold on. Kyrie, and I actually kind of did see it, and the trend continues of me seeing this happening. When you get a Ja, you get a Zion. Boom! Wow. What a pack. Optic. Holy cow. Zion, Ja, Gafford, and a blue velocity ruby. So that was a out of this world pack of Optic. One of probably the best I've ever opened this year. So that was an awesome product review. Let's move on with the show. Okay, everyone, I would now like to welcome to Hobby Life Sean Jenson. Obviously, the brand new middle school rules of Thomas Morstead just came out, and I wanted to thank you again for sending me an advanced copy. I read it right away as I got in the mail, and it was a very good book. So how are you doing, Sean?
I am doing great. It's really exciting to have the middle school rules of Thomas Morstead out there. You know that I was a little bit nervous, Brody, because we were changing the format. You obviously can feel the difference, and you also have seen the difference, right? It's a paperback book, as opposed to a hardcover. And also it's more of a graphic novel and even has some comic book style chapters. And so it's a big change. And I was nervous to know how people would respond to it. But I got to tell you, Bud, the kids that have seen it so far, they all love it. And so that's been really, really exciting to get that kind of positive feedback. Because, change is always hard, right? You don't know sometimes you can make a change and it doesn't work. So I'm really happy that people have received it well so far.
Yeah, there are some great life lessons in that book that I think you will all enjoy very much. I really like the graphic part of the book. This is just an example. Could see it pretty good there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a fun chapter too. Boxing Day. I think a lot of kids will have no idea what that is, but it's a special tradition around Christmas time that's celebrated in England. And so that was really kind of fun to tell the story of Boxing Day, and then how Thomas and his family kind of adopted it, back home in Houston, Texas.
Yeah, very cool. Just one of the many things you will learn in the middle school rules of Thomas Morstead. So, Sean, can you tell the viewers what the main theme of the book is and how you and Thomas came up with it?
Well, I think the big thing for Thomas is that he persevered and he learned and he just kept working. He was a kid. Eventually, he had a little bit of success in sports when he was in middle and high school, but the reality is he was a 0-star recruit coming out of high school, right? And he went to college on a partial academic scholarship to Southern Methodist University in Texas, and then boom, he got a chance to walk onto the football team. He got a scholarship, had the scholarship pulled away, eventually was good enough that he got into the NFL as a 5th-round pick, and now he's about to start his 12th NFL season, whenever that next season is. And so it's pretty amazing, his story as an NFL player, to be someone who literally was not even really recruited coming out of high school.
Yeah, there were definitely a couple times where he did not give up on what his passion was to get good at sports, whether it was soccer or football.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And I think one of the cool things too is his favorite sport was soccer. And then it was really unfair, but he didn't get a chance to be on the soccer team. And what did he do? He didn't whine. He didn't complain. He said, well, hey, let me do something else. And maybe football was an opportunity. And so he went ahead and did that, and look at what's happened, right? I mean, that's pretty cool. And if he had made the soccer team, maybe his life is very different.
Yeah, awesome story. So I just heard that you may have a surprise for us.
Well, I mean, how could I not come on your show and not do something cool? And so we definitely want to give away a couple free copies of the Middle School Rules of Thomas Morstead, signed by me, right? We just did an event where we're giving away free copies of the book, but they're not signed by me and they're not signed by Thomas. And so for your audience, I will make sure that I personally, sign their name and write a little encouragement, as I always do with you, and give them my special stamp of approval. That's a little inside joke. You know what I mean when I say stamp of approval. So so we'll definitely do that for your fans.
Thank you so much, and good luck to everybody. Stay tuned on how you can enter to get in that. So, Sean, I heard there's something brand new that you are doing that's coming out soon. Can you tell our viewers a little bit about that?
Well, Brody, I mean, I've known you now for a few years, and you remind me so much of me, right? When I was a kid, I just loved sports and anything I could do to kind of be around it. And it's just been so much fun to watch you get, your trading card passion. Dude, you know what? I got to dig in my garage. I've got big boxes of cards. I think I might have one of those Michael Jordan rookie cards in there, and in really good shape, because I took good care of my cards. And so I know you got a huge passion for trading cards. So again, that's something that we share in common. And so I always obviously take care of you, make sure you get early copies of my books. And so, of course, my newest project, I got to make sure you get your eyes on it first. And so I have not really widely shared it yet, but I decided to create a video series. It's called Model Student Athlete. And it's really like the 8 keys to becoming a model student athlete, because as you know with my podcast, as you know with my book series, I really feel like we've gotten away from what sports should really be about. You know, sports really shouldn't just be win at all costs. You know, sports should really be about things like having fun and developing our character, right? Dealing with adversity, learning what it's like to work really hard and trying to be the best that we can be, because it's not realistic. I mean, you know me, I wanted to be a pro athlete, but I just didn't have it in me to become a pro athlete. But that doesn't give me license to not be successful in life and do great things, right? And that's what I want to get the message across. There's too many kids who think like, I got to go to college, I got to become a pro, or else I'm a failure. And that's just not the truth. And so my video course is really trying to get kids to focus on the things that they can control, that have nothing to do with their height, nothing to do with their weight, nothing to do with their speed, and not even anything to do with their talent. You know, these are the traits that you can focus on, that you control, not your parents, not anybody else but you. And so I want to bring that to kids' attention. And so I'm going to be sending you a special link so you could check out Model Student Athlete before anybody else. And then I'm confident that you're going to like it, and then that you'll say good things about it to your faithful audience.
I will definitely be saying good things about it because I know your stuff is awesome.
Well, thank you so much, Brody. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much, Sean, for checking in with us. But before you go, I just wanted to ask you where people can find, where they can buy the book and check it out.
Well, great news. Amazon, Walmart, Barnes & Noble, you know, some of those Books A Million retailers that have sold it before. But I don't know. I never noticed this, but Target just started carrying the middle school rules of Thomas Morstead. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And, you know, Target is headquartered here in Minnesota. And so I'm pretty excited when I saw that they're taking pre-orders for the book.
It reminds me, now that I think about it, at my school, you can do a book recommendation, and I sent one in for the middle school rules of Peanut Tillman and Brian Urlacher, and they told me that they got them in. So I was pretty excited.
That's right, buddy. You're one of my best supporters, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Sean. It means a lot for coming on. Stay safe out there.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon, Brody. Have a good one, bud.
Peace out. All right, guys, just want to give you a little secret of how you could be entered to win the middle school rules of Thomas Morstead. So you got to subscribe to Hobby Life Show on YouTube, follow me and Hobby Life on Twitter and Instagram, depending on which one you have. And we will pick 2 winners for the books. Will you win? Fingers crossed. Wait, but that's not all. We are also going to be giving away this 2019-20 Donruss Optic basketball cello pack. 3 packs in here plus some blue velocities. Awesome looking product. So how to win that? You got to retweet the tweet on Hobby Life Show's Twitter. And you got to tag a friend, and we will pick somebody to win this pack. And will it be you that wins big with Brody the Kid? All right, everyone, that is it for episode 11 of Hobby Life. Thank you all for watching. It means so much to me. Just remember, you can follow me on Twitter at Brody The Kid, Instagram at Brody The Kid 1. My YouTube is Brody The Kid. I'm going to be trying to post some more videos on there. You can follow my blog and read it at bigleaguebreaks.com. Thank you to the sponsors, Beckett Media and Southern Hobby, and thank you for supporting me. It means a lot. Thank you to the guests, Tracy Hackler, Sean Jenson, my favorite author in the world. Thank you all for tuning in to the awesome Panini Party. Stay safe out there. I'll see you all next week on next show, episode 12. And as I always say, peace out.
So my mom got some National VIP Panini packs today because she wanted to open something. So she opened the first pack and she put them back on the bed and said, for $7, nothing. And then so I was just opening my packs and stuff. So then I come over like, what'd she get? And I look at the card, and the card is right there. 1 of 1. Lonnie Walker, rookie from Select, 1 of 1. # epic mom fail. Bye.